E3 is just a special time because we get to show the stuff that we're working on.
16 times the detail.
I've been in the job 5 years now, and obviously we had some, how should we put it, ground to make up.
If we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers that is going to be the best it's ever been.
It's time to speculate, ladies and gentlemen. Inside this here briefcase is the most dangerous weapons of speculative warfare. I've got 3 different stamps that are going to be rating the likelihood of certain games and companies appearing at E3. Now, within my files here, we've got 2 different folders, the E3 2021 first party folder, and then our hopes and dreams folders, which will account for the likes of third party as well as Game Pass deals. It's no secret that Microsoft has acquired a lot of first party studios. So let's get it started with Compulsion Games. What's the likelihood that Compulsion Games shows up at E3? Nah. Don't think so. I think it's way too soon. Compulsion Games just wrapped up development of the DLC for We Happy Few around 2019. I think 2 years is way too soon, especially when the following year we had a pandemic hit us. It's gonna slow down development time. Compulsion Games, sorry, you're not invited to this year's E3. But guess who is invited to the party? That's right, Bethesda. That means that Zenimax Online Studios has a chance to be there at E3 2021. Now, reportedly, they're working on a brand new IP. Of course, they're gonna be there with some new chapter for Elder Scrolls Online, all right? Water is wet, the sky is blue, grass is green, I'm sexy, I get it, all right? It's common. But what about that new IP? You know what I'm gonna say? I buy it. Whoop, that's upside down. Let's try that again, ladies and gentlemen. I buy it. Okay, you can't see it up there, so how about here? I think it's going to happen. I think there's a really good chance that ZeniMax Online Studios makes their way onto the stage and finally shows what they're working on. Now, what exactly is that new IP? I'm gonna go ahead and ball out and say Star Wars. Why not? Okay, World's Edge is our next candidate. This is Age of Empires, and this one, it's a no-doubter. Age of Empires, I buy it. It's at E3 2021. We already know that Age of Empires 4 is well on its way. I imagine we're going to see more at E3. Here's where things get less reassuring. The Outer Worlds, brand new IP, baby of Obsidian. Do they pull the trigger? Do they say, we're doing Outer Worlds too? I know that may sound crazy, but they've already pre-announced like 40 million other projects. What's another one? I'm going to give this one our first... I don't know. I really don't know about this one. I think there's a possibility. I mean, Avowed is probably a couple of years out. We know Josh Sawyer is directing his own project. Carrie Patel's directing her own project. There's so many different little projects happening at Obsidian. But the question is, what is the future of the Outer Worlds? I think this is a good opportunity to answer it, but if they don't, I'm not going to sit here and panic. Private Division just said that Microsoft's handling all future publishing for this franchise, which I think insinuates that more is on the way at some point or another. All right, I had to give you all a bone. Starfield, is this gonna be at E3? Look at the key art, goddammit. All right, what are you doing watching my video? It's right there, bottom left corner. Starfield, I buy it, it's happening. I wish this thing had more ink, but for some reason it doesn't. We're gonna have to keep hitting the white for that one. I absolutely buy it. Starfield, 100% going to be at E3. To what extent? I think we're gonna see extended teaser gameplay. I don't think it's going to be the big Todd Howard on stage type of presentation. We know it's 90 minutes long. That does not give Todd Howard room to do what he does best. I think that's saved for QuakeCon, where we get a more extensive look at whatever Starfield is, but we're gonna get a good idea at E3. That much I'm confident about, because that's one of the major pillars for the future of Xbox. But you know what's not right now, in a weird way? Tango Gameworks. Yeah, so they're currently working on Ghostwire Tokyo. Are they at Xbox's E3 showcase? No shot. We barely even know what the hell is happening with Ghostwire Tokyo, let alone something for Xbox. Phil Spencer already said they're going to honor those agreements. So, no, Tango Gameworks, they're going to be busy with PlayStation at their own showcase. Here's one that I think a lot of you are very, very excited about, myself included. Fable. I know my printer was running out of ink, okay? Don't judge me. Fable is a series I love so much, near and dear to my heart. Do we see Fable in some way, shape, or form at E3. I hate that we're saying yes so much because we're running out of ink, but I buy it once more. Yes, absolutely. I think Fable makes its way to E3. It's been in the rumor mill for so long. We've been anticipating it for a while. You announced it last year finally. I think 1 year later, just like with Starfield, where it's reportedly 1 year out, give us an idea of what to be excited for. I think that's pretty important for Fable, especially with Playground Games. We're not sure what exactly that's going to look like for them, right? We're familiar with their racing games, but beyond that, what is the future of Fable? Give us answers this year. We know now it's Playground Games. Another answer would be much appreciated. Speaking of answers, I want some on State of Decay 3, but is it likely? This was announced last year, CGI trailer. I'm going to go ahead and get bold here and say, I don't think it's happening. Now, there are certain cases where I'll say, yeah, maybe even if we just saw CGI, but State of Decay 3, I don't really have a pulse on how far out that is, but I know we recently got the Juggernaut edition, which, by the way, if you haven't played it, give that a chance. But yes, State of Decay 3, this is one I'm going to go ahead and say, no, I don't think it's happening. As much as I want it to, because it looks like finally we're going to get Undead Labs a good budget for a game and they can stop releasing kind of these choppy looking titles that push people away, even though they're really good and replayable. I would love to see more of this. I don't think it's happening though. How about Everwild? Much like a lot of other games we're going to be talking about here, yeah, I think now is the time for answers. Damn it. There we go. That stamp doesn't look bad, okay? I think that Everwild from Rare is going to be there, and I think we're finally going to learn gameplay-wise what is this game. Because as much as I appreciate the Zen trailers that Rare is doing, and I know we're getting a lot of Sea of Thieves content, and I'm sure that'll be there, I'm more concerned about what's going on with Everwild, okay? I want to know what this game is. What's the future of Rare beyond Sea of Thieves and recurrent content? I need answers. E3 2021, you can bet on it. I think it'll be there. All right, this is a spicy one. Avowed. Oh boy. Very torn on this one. This is what I was talking about when I said, you know, there are certain games that were CGI last year that I could see getting an extended look. Is Avowed going to be there? I'm going to utilize my middle ground here and take a nice neutral stance. I don't really know. Once again, with Obsidian, I think it can go either way. I'm not concerned if they're not there. They announced 3 games last year, for God's sakes. They had the Outer Worlds DLC, not really a game, sorry, but you had Avowed as well as Grounded. I think they're in good standing to know what's coming for a while, and they can take an E3 off as far as I'm concerned. But as an Obsidian fanboy, I certainly wouldn't complain if they were there with both the Outer Worlds and Avowed. But I'm going to give Avowed an eh. I think there's a good chance it's there, but not so much that I'm going to give it an I buy it. Alright, so this really isn't a first-party studio, but it's one that was announced as an exclusive for Xbox, Scorn. Do we see it at E3? I'm going to give it, I have no idea what the hell is going on with this game, but doing diligence, just putting it in there. So, alright, let's get on to stuff I'm more familiar with. Psychonauts 2. Yeah, this one, absolutely, there's no doubter. This one's releasing sometime over the summer. That much is pretty much a guarantee according to insider reports. I buy it. Anytime there's a faded stamp, by the way, just know it's an I buy it, okay? The rest of these have great ink. This one doesn't seem to. I don't have ink lying around my house. But Psychonauts 2, 3D platformer psychedelic game from Double Fine. Yeah, this one, everyone's been waiting for it for a while. It's a multi-plat game, not exclusive, but yeah, I think we finally get the official release date for Psychonauts 2, and Double Fine can eventually move on to something else, because I'm sure they are eager to, after spending a very long time on Psychonauts. Perfect Dark, announced just at the last Game Awards. Do we see Perfect Dark at E3 2021? I'm going to say nah. This was an announcement I already thought Microsoft pulled the trigger on way too early, and now we gotta wait until probably next year to see something else. Okay, here we go. Let's keep moving along. We've got a lot more. Machine Games, Wolfenstein. Big question there. Do we finally see that? Wolfenstein 3. Do we see more Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones, absolutely not. I think that's very far off. Just Lucasfilm likes to announce stuff very early. As for Wolfenstein 3, I'm gonna say, I don't really know. I feel like there's a good shot that it happens, but it might be a spring 2022 title, and is E3 the right place to announce it? I think a lot of this really hinges on how dedicated Bethesda is to this showcase versus something like QuakeCon. inXile, we know they're working on a AAA first-person shooter RPG according to job listings. Battle of Steel Town is coming very soon. It's actually coming before E3 even happens. Is inXile there in some capacity? Yes. Are they going to show off their next game? I'm going to say yes. I think they're actually going to go ahead and make inXile announce whatever their AAA first-person shooter RPG is. It will be in the form of CGI. I don't think they're going to go with gameplay. I think it's way too soon. It's on Unreal Engine 5. So I think they're just going to confirm this exists. This is our next thing, because Xbox likes to do that. Here's one that I know a lot of you are going to care about. id. id is a studio that brought us the likes of Doom 2016, Doom Eternal. Do we see more from them? No, I don't believe so. Way too early, of course. 2020, they just launched the game, and it's way too soon. As much as I'd love to see more from id, I do not think they're going to pre-announce anything on their end, and rightfully so. Halo Infinite, do you have eyes? I buy it. I'm going to hit this thing with a stamp a bunch of times. Yeah, absolutely. Halo Infinite, 100% at E3. We're getting a release date. We're getting a beta. I can promise you that. That's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind. So no need to worry about that. If you're a Halo fan, I'm a Halo fan. We're getting our answers one way or another this E3. They're promising it a 1-year delay. And so we move on to Forza. Forza is a series that I don't have my ear close to the ground on because I don't really care about racing games, if I'm quite truthful, but I did like the Horizon series. Yeah, we're definitely going to see Horizon 5, so we're going to put a faint I buy it stamp there. Do we actually see Motorsport 8? I think it is. You know way more than I on that topic. I admit when I am not knowledgeable on certain things, as much as I pride myself on my coverage, there's no way I can't guess that type of stuff. All right, let's keep moving it along. We got a couple more from the first party. We have Hellblade 2. This was announced with the Xbox Series X, and we haven't seen shit since. Do we finally see it? I know there have been inside reports that we don't, but guess what? My gut is telling me no. We are absolutely going to see it. Come on, like the time has come. Show us Hellblade, please. My God, man, how do you announce this game with your console and then there's no gameplay for a second year in a row? The time has come. The time has come. Unless something happened with this game, which is always possible, right? Matt Booty recently said that all original games have been impacted, but sequels haven't. So this is a sequel. I would imagine it has been less impacted, but your guess is as good as mine. Gears, Coalition, will they be here? We already got this answer, but of course, in case you're here just rounding things up, no, this is not happening. Coalition has already confirmed as much as they move their games over to Unreal Engine 5, which leaves us with Crossfire X from Remedy. They're handling the campaign while the multiplayer is coming to the US. Are we going to see this? Yes, absolutely, no doubter. This is another one of those smaller titles that Xbox is getting for Game Pass. But that does it for our first party lineup. But fret not, there's still plenty more inside the Hopes and Dreams folder where we got to get into Game Pass deals. And I'll specify when. And I'll also specify when we're going to have just a general game that all of these have been shown on an Xbox stage at one point or another. Like Elden Ring, shown off at Xbox's conference. That's where it was revealed. Does Bandai come out and do it here again with a re-reveal? My answer is no for both that and Game Pass. This game is like scarily looking like the next Cyberpunk with the amount of hype and anticipation for it. Elden Ring is not going to be at Xbox's showcase because Bandai is going to do their own at some point in time, and I don't think they really need to do another showcase at Xbox if they're going to have their first ever summer showcase by themselves. They need to have a draw there. Elden Ring is that draw. I want to see more. I'm like all you out there, 100% about it, but I just don't think that that's lining up. Now, this one is specifically a Game Pass deal, one that has been all over the internet, and I gotta be honest, I have not seen really what the source of this rumor is, but Battlefield 6, it's getting its reveal this year, and everyone's saying this is going to be a Game Pass game. It's been in the rumor mill constantly. I get questions about it on Defining Duke, Ham Radio, in my own comment section. Are we going to see Battlefield 6 at E3? Yes, obviously. We're going to see it sometime this year, for sure. Are we going to see it on Game Pass? I'm going to give it an I don't really know. I think it makes sense. I think it's a good fit, but Battlefield's a popular franchise. EA's getting close to Microsoft, so it makes sense for them to go the other way, but they don't really need anyone's help to market Battlefield, as far as I'm concerned. Although, after last release, they could use some goodwill. I will say that. Back for Blood, not revealed on any type of Microsoft stage, but one that I was looking at when I was analyzing the 2021 calendar and thought this might be a good Game Pass candidate. Is this going to be a Game Pass game? I'm going to say no. I think nostalgia is enough to carry this one. I think Back for Blood is going to be the Left 4 Dead kind of heritage that people have been looking for a while, and they'll get hooked to it pretty fast. But it does fit Game Pass at some point. I just don't think day one. Of course, hopes and dream folder, Elder Scrolls 6. Do we see anything on that? No, pretty obvious answer. If we're seeing Starfield, no need to see Elder Scrolls 6. If we saw Elder Scrolls 6, I'll go streaking. My God, man. Oh, boy. But no, I don't think that's happening. What about Fallout? As you can see, my printer was dying. I put it all on the line. I used up all my ink for this video. Fallout, do we see more of that? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Why? Do I have a logical reason? No. I want it. I think we're going to see Fallout there. I think we're going to see a Fallout Special Edition, like maybe a remaster or remaster package. I think this is the year they finally do it. I think it is easy money. It makes way too much sense. Either that or Fallout 4 Special Edition. This was one of the bit of speculation going around the community. There's nothing supporting it, but when Bethesda made Fallout 76, they pretty much tried to make Fallout 4 co-op first and then made it into its own game. I think you go ahead, you make Fallout 4 online anyway, and just have a co-op mode with Special Edition. That'd be sick, and just tune it up a little bit more. I'd be all over that if that came out in the fall. All right, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Been out for a while, but I think this is the time that they say, yep, it's coming to Game Pass. Yakuza entirely is already on Game Pass. I think it's had enough time for about over half a year to make its sales, about 8 months by the time E3 rolls around. And yeah, I think Yakuza Like a Dragon finally makes its way to Game Pass this E3. What about uPlay? This was one of the biggest connections. Actually, for those of you who are defining Duke experts, you'll know that this was based off our first episode. It was a rumor. There is some legs to this rumor, I can tell you that much. I don't know if it's at E3, so I'm going to give it an eh. I think Ubisoft's in enough hot water as is, so fuck them. But quite honestly, when it comes to uPlay being added to Game Pass, yeah, I'd love more value there. That'd be really exciting, and I think there's a good chance that we see that, but not so much that I feel super confident about it. Not going to make a bold prediction there. All right, the Ascent. This one, no brainer. Doing diligence though, I buy it. Wow, we are running out of ink big time now. Yeah, the Ascent is 100,000% going to be coming to Game Pass. It's going to be there at E3. We're going to see more. We already got a release date. It's in July, so kind of like with Psychonauts, here's another game coming. Both these will be in Game Pass as far as I'm aware. So yeah, there you go. Just added value. Tales of Arise, a reveal in 2019, major delay in 2020, has a release date now, September 2021. I'm going to get bold here. Yes, yes, yes. I think 100% Tales of Arise is coming to Game Pass. I think that Xbox is going to get aggressive with JRPGs. See how I put a stamp for yes with Yakuza? See how I put a stamp there with Tales of Arise? See this? This is Scarlet Nexus, revealed last year at Xbox's Gameplay Showcase. Only game with gameplay. Yes, yes, yes. This one makes way too much sense for Game Pass especially. Scarlet Nexus has a demo exclusive to Xbox. Scarlet Nexus not getting a lot of buzz. It needs it. It looks awesome. Some people less excited than myself. I think it looks pretty cool. But I really, really think Xbox is going to go hard with Japan stuff at this E3. Part of it's something I want, but part of it's also just I think it makes sense for them to start addressing holes. Last thing, save the best for last. Persona 4, Persona in general, to Xbox. Does it happen at E3? Does the announcement come through? I would flip out of my chair and do 20 somersaults, but my answer is no, I don't think so, because I'm predicting that Microsoft's fall is more and more looking like a lot of strong Game Pass deals, and I think that you hold stuff like Persona for deeper in the year that makes your service more compelling for the holiday times. Getting Persona on Xbox is a huge deal. I think if they announce it at E3, yeah, that would be amazing. I think they wait a little bit longer. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything when it comes to E3, from hopes and dreams to first-party studios. And I hope you all found this video quite enjoyable. I certainly did, as I ran out of ink, but it was well worth it, both between my printer and my stamps. My gosh, I'm going to need new ones for next year. So, what do you think is going to be at E3 2021? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons who supported, like, these stamps. They supported this suit. They supported all the random shit that we're doing here on the channel. So big thank you to them. I'll talk with all of you very soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.